Hello everybody, my name is John Mork, also known as Sean, and this is my very first YouTube video. Um, I, right now, I am playing Pixelmon on a server, the IP will be in the description, so if you want, you can come on and play with me. And some of my friends will also be in this series of Pixelmon. But basically what I want to say is this is my first YouTube video. You may know some of my friends because I have been in a couple of their videos before. So, uh, yeah, and this is my first video. Sorry if like, the intro, outro, and commentary kind of suck because, like I said, first video, I'm new to this, really. So, basically today I am on the Craft Bros Pixelmon server. I want to turn down my music because it's a little annoying. Sometimes my computer's not the best, but so it's a little laggy on here. Um, but basically, as you can see, I've kind of been playing here a while from my Pokemon and my items. But the thing I like about the server is there if you vote each day for the server, if all the voting links work for you, because you know some of my friends it only works for like 2 or 3, but if all 5 work for you, it's really awesome because for each time you vote you get, so each voting link, each one you vote on, you get 5 great balls, 5 pokeballs, and 5 rare candies. So if they all work, you will get 25 of each of those a day. And usually they all work for me, but not always. So sometimes it really does just depend, well, it doesn't really depend on anything, it just kind of is random and it won't work, or it's random and it all works. So, um, well, now that I've kind of explained that, I will be going to my base. And there are a couple of my friends, you know, working with me in this faction. I don't get why they made it factions because you're not allowed to grief. There's no PvP. Uh, you know, it's kinda stupid. On the server, I got banned for griefing a building. I mean, I don't know why I got banned for griefing it because, um, it wasn't claimed. It had already been griefed like multiple times because it was destroyed. So I'm like, it's not gonna hurt if I break a couple blocks. Obviously it did. Um, so I got banned. I did a ban appeal and they let me back on, but if I break any more rules, just I'm banned forever. No appeals will be accepted, and I'm gone. So, anyways, like I said, I have been on here for a while, and the phone's ringing. I won't worry about that. Got a couple shinies. There's my shiny Machamp. Shiny Goldeen right under the Machamp. We have, where is the other one? There, shiny Gyarados there. But if you can't already tell from what I have in my boxes, I kind of like catching copies. I have multiple Bagons and Salamences and Shelgons, tons and tons of fossil Pokemon. Don't ask how I got all the fossils. But no, just my friends. One of my friends he used X-ray and got those fossils. So let's just don't tell the owners. Just be like the server. We want to stay on it. And yeah, this is a nice little island here. Again, sorry about the lag, it's getting a little laggy. But, so yeah, I have this nice, island that is Extreme Hills. And, basically if we go over here, if it renders, this way, see, there's a little house there. that was my one friend's. They had their own faction and they're kind of being buttheads. So and they didn't have enough power yet to claim the whole island, but they wanted to. And I'm like, but what if I claim parts of the island? And they're like, but you're not going to, because by the end of the night, we're going to have this all claimed. And I made a deal with my friends. I was going to split off. I was going to leave their faction, but I was going to, like, make another faction that would be allied with them. You know, the original faction was called the Weedles, so I made the Weedles too. And, I claimed some of this land, as you can see, Weedles 2 in chat, as I walk into our land. But basically, I claimed some of this land. And when my friend was walking over, he was walking around the island, and he walked into the territory and noticed there was Weedles too, and he's like, I hate you. And he just left. But that was, that was hilarious. They ended up leaving this faction here, making their own. So basically, as time goes by, add more people to my faction, and get more power, and eventually, I'm hoping to claim this whole island. Anyways, yeah, this, basically most of these videos, if I'm doing a Pixelmon video, if it's on this server, it mostly will be leveling up Pokemon that I don't have leveled up yet. And basically, I'm just gonna do those videos as I'm, like, talking about, like, changes to my channel, or updates, and, you know, kind of things like that. But, so yeah, that's, I'm basically just gonna start, leveling up Pokemon, might mention more stuff about my channel, my friends' channels. Their links, the links to their channels will be in the, my, gosh darn it, can't think of it. Did not mean to hit escape, but, I forgot what the term is for it, but it's like, I don't even care, but it will be in the, something on my channel. I don't know what it's called, but it will be somewhere on my channel. And also their links will be in the description of videos that they are in, appear in, or have the video has something to do with them. Yay! That's random. I just glitched into the chest. It's eating me. Help the little orca. He's getting eaten by chest. Anyways, that's weird. Chest, are you alright? I fixed it! But yeah, so you can see I have 4 Master Balls. But yeah, like I said, the IP will be in the description of this video. For this server. You guys can come on and play with me, and if you prove yourself to be trustworthy, I will add you to my faction. Like I said, I want to add more people to my faction, get it bigger, and eventually own this whole island. And since we will have that many people, the thing is, this island is so big, we can just make a city on it. And it will be, it'll look really cool. And you guys can build whatever you want. Or if you want, you can start your own faction on this island. And yeah, you can ally with me. You can even enemy me. I don't care. My faction will always be better. So yeah. Right now I have a Grotto, a Combuskin. Those two I want to get evolved to Blaziken and Torterra. And if I find a Pokemon that I want to catch, I will use my Caesar, level 44, which I will also try and level up enough. But yeah, because it's got false swipe. So, I think I am going to do /spawn and go from there. Wow. This guy's a show off. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about your shiny Rapidash. Yeah, I got my own shinies. You know, before, I was the second person out of all my friends to get a shiny. And it was a shiny Rogue and Roll. So it spawned at level 2. And I didn't do any damage because I would have killed it. That was before I had my, even a Scyther with False Swipe. And so, wait, I gotta catch this Pikachu. My friend, I don't know why, I have no idea why, but he just hates Pikachus. So we always catch Pikachus to annoy him. He always wants to kill them. He sees a Pikachu and he's like, kill it! But, so, anyway, before I had this, I found this Rogue Roll and I just threw a Pokeball at it, just one Pokeball. And caught it, and I freaked out. I'm that much of a noob. I freaking freaked out when I caught a level 2 Rogue and Roll shiny. Then next, actually, right after I got out of the cave I was in, I was in this place. Show you. So yes, it is actually a warp, and I it's kind of going along here. I don't know where I'm going. Oh yeah, so I was like right here. Trying to level up my Rogue and Roll, so I'm just killing random Magikarps for no apparent reason. And I throw my whatever Pokemon it was at a Goldeen, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, there's a star right there, right on the health bar, and I noticed of course it's a shiny then, and I caught that easily, and so then I had my 2 shinies, and I was one day I was asking a guy, it's like, if I give you this shiny at the time Boldor, what would you give me in return? And he comes in, he's got all these different shinies. And then, as I'm chatting with him, I'm just kind of running around in the extreme hills, not the one that, that I showed you in the beginning. It was a different one where my old base was. And, I see this shiny Machoke, and I'm like, I need this. And I'm like, yelling at my friends, I'm like, guys, I just found a shiny Machoke. And they're like, if you can't catch it, can I have it? I'm like, dude, I have like 100 something Great Balls, 40 Ultra Balls. I think I'm gonna catch it. And at this time, I did have a Scyther with False Swipe. And so I got that. It's kind of funny how I was dealing for a shiny, and I find a wild shiny. And so I caught that. Later on, me and my friend are kind of being idiots and not flying with our salamences. So we're swimming through the ocean. Yeah, it was annoying. We both see this thing at the same time. A shiny Magikarp. Now I love Gyarados because he's so awesome. I'm like, I call it. And actually, well, I guess it kind of wasn't at the same time I saw first. I'm like, I call it shiny Magikarp. And he's like, wait, what? And he sees it, and he throws his, Pokemon at it, and captures it, and I'm like, dude, if I give you this shiny Boldor, will you give me the shiny Magikarp? And he's like, sure. So I trade it to him, which then it evolves into Gigalith, or as he says, because he always mispronounces Pokemon names, Gigalith. So annoys me. And I've never really looked up the full actual pronunciation, but most of the time I hear people pronounce it Gigalith. I don't think I've ever heard anyone else pronounce it Gigalith except for his friends who he's, I guess, told to pronounce it Gigalith. And, well, so he had that, I had my shiny Gyarados. Well, eventually I got my shiny Gyarados. And it was, I just thought it was so cool to have this red Gyarados to just ride around on. And so that house I showed you. Well, my friends that live there, well, kind of become enemies at that time. We were always saying like, our faction's gonna be better, and so we were over there by their house. And since they had that all claimed, we couldn't open the door and get in and stuff, or take any of their stuff. he's like, what's the password? And then he's like, you're awesome. And no, I'm like, you're awesome. And he's like, okay, that's close enough. And he lets us in. And then, so, there's a funny part coming up, but I just remembered it and started laughing. But, so basically, he's like, he eventually got sick of it, and wanted us to get out. And, we're like, we can't do anything, we're just standing here. And he's like, you're annoying me. And I'm like, we're not doing anything. So, and then he's like, you better not steal this fossil. I'm like, dude, you can't steal other people's fossils. I tried it, and I guess when I did try it, it was a glitch. It glitched, and that's why I wasn't able to grab theirs. And then I'm like, see? And I actually, I just grabbed it. I'm like, whoops. I thought you couldn't do that. And I traded it back to him, and he gave me Pilot. Oh, that. I'm gonna steal you. He gives me a Piloswine. And I'm like, wow, I was actually looking for one of these earlier. And so I got a good deal out of it since I already had a bunch of whatever. I think it was a Cranidos. I already had plenty of those. So then he's like, get out, you're annoying me. And we're like, fine. And so we throw our Gyarados out, and we get on our Gyarados and then jump off of them because then we landed outside. And then, but, well, my friend didn't do that. He still wanted to annoy him. And, so my friend then is like, dude, just open the door so I can get out. And he's like, fine. And then he goes, but he's like in the door, so he could go either way. He could go out or in. And then, he just steps out just a tiny bit, thinking it wouldn't matter, but it did. And he wasn't able to get back in. And then I had killed the boss. And I'm like, Jaden, because that's who I was, with. I'm like, Jaden, dude, I got exactly what we need. I got the exact TM to open the door. it was Sandstorm. It's because I just got a random TM, and I'm like, this is the key. And he's like on the door, and he's like walking towards it. Like, if this dirt block was the door, he was like holding down W, going forwards into it, and I'm like spamming the door with Sandstorm, and my spamming was enough. And as he was holding down forward, he actually got in. He got in through the door. I'm like, I told you! Because I had no idea. I was like, that's not gonna work. I'm just being funny. And the fact that it worked was insane. And, we were just cracking up because of the fact that it actually worked. I said I was gonna do some Pokemon leveling, but I didn't. I caught a Charmeleon. Caught a Charmeleon and did some, well, I don't think I did much else, but I guess this video is just gonna be me running around. You can look at all the Pokemon that I pass, like a little safari. I'm taking on my boots. I'm going through too fast, but I'm basically just gonna give you some of the backstory of me playing Pokemon on this server. Neato. Anyhow, also there's another time that I got temporarily banned for 4 days off the server. That annoys me. But again, I'd only broken like 2 blocks, and I got temporarily banned for 4 days. The thing that I kind of hate about that is because one time I was fighting a boss, and then I realized right as I clicked the move to finish him off, I realized, crap, I have a full inventory. It doesn't matter because there was a guy running around, but he was pretty far away. I'm like, he's pretty far away. I'll have time. And I did get some good stuff. I got like a max revive and things. And um, I get all this stuff drops on the ground. I'm like, okay, and he comes swooping in and steals all of it. And I'm like, dude, give me my stuff back. He's just running around ignoring me. I'm like, dude, give it back. And I'm like typing this stuff in chat, and then he's just ignoring me, just going along his daily business. And I'm like jumping in front of him, like doing like punching to his face and stuff, and like, blah, 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 blah. Yes, and he's not paying attention. And then I'm telling the thing in chat, damn it. I'm just saying to these like moderators and stuff, I'm like, can somebody please help me get my stuff back? So and so stole it. And are you kidding me? Yeah.
Caesar.
And then
Grottle.
so I'm like, and they're like, okay, who did it? And then I'm like, so and so. I think they're like Slick Ninja 1 whatever, 01. And so, and they're they're like, well, what did he take? And I list off the stuff, and then and they're like, okay. And then he starts talking to some other person about like he's like, I see in chat like, wait, where's the Furo? And I'm like, what? Why aren't you talking to me? And I'm like, can someone help me? And then the co-owner is like, John Morg, what do you need? And I'm like, somebody stole my boss loots. And they're like, how did you steal your boss loots? They go automatically to your inventory. And I'm like, no, I had a full inventory. And I was about to throw some garbage out to pick up the boss loots. But he came in and stole it. And they're like, who was it? And I'm like, it was Slick Ninja 01. And they're like, okay. And they say, Slick Ninja, did you take John Mark's stuff? And of course, just like before, he does. He doesn't say anything. He completely ignores it and just goes along his daily business. And they keep saying it to him, and he's like, well, he's not responding, so I can't help you. Like, I'm like, and then I decide I'm messaging the owner, Mason Homa. Don't know the origins behind that name, so I'm not gonna judge it. But, and he's like, so Slick Ninja 01 stole your boss loots. I'm like, yes. Could you please tell him to give it back? And he's like, I'm messaging him to give it back. And he's not. And I'm like, well, I know that. I can tell. He's not giving it to me. And then he just stops helping me. And I'm like, saying in chat. And I'm like, can someone help me? And then like a minute later, no one says anything. So I say, can someone help me? And then I keep doing it in those 1 minute intervals. And then I say it again, and like, John Mork, stop spamming or you will be kicked. And I'm like, really? You're yelling at me for spamming when I'm trying to get you to help me. I need your help. And I'm like, that's crap. And then I'm like, can in all caps and exclamation points, I said, can someone help me? And one of the moderators goes, John Mork, watch the caps. And then I'm about to type in a strongly worded message to him, and but then the owner says to me, John Mork, I will hang on it. Like, what does that mean? And then never hear anything back. And that was the end of that. It's so stupid. I get temp banned for breaking for breaking a couple blocks of something that's obviously not important at all. And Um, this guy,
Sand slash.
nothing happens to him. And guess what? He actually did something that sucked. Oh, well. So this little jungle gym here, which I honestly don't think is that good, was built by my friend Jaden and his friend, not my friend, Omar. Yeah, Omar, if you see this, I don't care if you don't, if you're like, oh, why are you being so mean? No, I'm just kidding, Omar, my friend. And, and yeah, they made this little thing, and I guess someone came through and broke it. Cause this used to have water going down it, and did not have holes all over the place. There's this little merry-go-round, that's still fine. There used to be a chest here. I don't care. Um, this is still normal. I don't know what this is supposed to be though. What kind of playground has a thing of water? Well, we asked
Cubone.
what kind of Cubone? Did you hit me? You're mean. Uh-oh. 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 Someone made a boo-boo. Oh no, I know it. Never mind. I got some banned for something else that has to do with the building over here. Right here, let me turn. So, let me show you. Put these boots back on, put that there. Get on my salaments. So all the way to the top. Oh shoot! Anywho.
Mr. Mime!
Basically, so there's this building and some...
Mr.
Well,
Mime!
I'm just doing my stuff and some guy says, who wants to see the trippiest block ever? And I'm like, me! And so he TPs me there. He's actually poison gym leader. And I'm like, whoa. So me and my friend fly up there with our salamences, because we were at the bottom floor and this was way at the top. And there's, you know, the one where there's like a missing texture or something and it's like pink and black checkers, checkerboard style. And I'm like looking at this and every once in a while I just kind of randomly like that. I just kind of running around and like, so I'm just punching them and I see that the blocks just break with one hit. And I'm like, this isn't acclaimed. And so as he's away, I like break a fence and he's not around. And then he comes back and then I see he's looking at me. He didn't notice the fence. But then I see he's got these pillars and I'm like, I'm gonna mess with this guy. So I break like 3 blocks to the pillar. He's like, John Walk, stop griefing. And then one of the helpers is like, what is he doing? He's like, he's griefing. And as this poison chim leader's like flying around by me and like looking at me, I put back all the blocks I broke. And by all the blocks, I mean these 3 pillar blocks. And I put them back exactly where they were. And I'm flying away. And then I see in chat, the helpers say, should I ban him? And I'm like, he's not gonna be talking about me. I'm like, he's not talking about me. I put all the blocks back. And I see that the poison gym leaders say yes back. And I'm like, wait a second. They are talking about me. And then my screen goes to, you know, the regular, you know, the dirt all over when you're like loading up a world or something. And it says, you have been temporarily banned for 4 days. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. And I'm like, I know I broke those checker blocks. But the guy was in creative. And I broke a couple. And it was an accident. And I'm like, well, I can't get on there to explain this to them. And I'm like, well, I have to wait 4 days. No. The day that right on the day that I'm unbanned. I come on and immediately say, "I'm back" in chat, and it was real fun. So there's a couple stories for you. I'm trying to think. Do I have any other good little stories of this server or of? Okay, I can't think of anything, but basically I'm gonna explain what what you might be seeing soon on this server. Well, there I will be doing a series of me just like I will be doing survival series, a single player survival series, and possibly a multiplayer survival series on my own private server. And well, if get enough people telling me to, I will make it public, but only on like certain days, you know. Cause if I wanna um play, you know, like a private multiplayer survival or something like that, I will make it a private server, whitelisted to only my friends. Well, my good friends. Not saying that you guys won't be my friends, unless you're buttheads. I don't want to be your friend. But like I said, it's only if you're being a butthead. Subscribe to my channel, then you're not a butthead. But so yeah, I will be doing single player survival, probably multiplayer survival. I'll do Hunger Games, all kinds of mini games, like hide and seek, or some on my own private server with my friends, or some single player uh mini games. Might be doing a building series once I get this channel built up, you know, more subscribers. And well, trying to and if there's something you guys would like me to do, post that in the comments of any video. But yeah, well, obviously I will be doing Pixelmon survival. I will do a single player Pixelmon survival, multiplayer on like this server probably. I don't know if I'll ever anytime soon be able to get my own server running on Pixelmon. You know, because I have gotten it running on Pixelmon, but it gets really laggy and crashes quite a bit. So there's that, and well, maybe later on in my YouTube career, so don't be expecting these anytime soon. I might do other games, but right now I want to stick with Minecraft. Okay, and I could, like in the future, do some vlogs, and that pretty much covers everything. Sorry if I'm boring you to death, but I'm just trying to give you the information. You know, my videos will be a lot more lively once once I get when I'm recording with my friends. So yeah, that's probably about it. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Jermork, and I will see you guys later.